Yeah, so if you are live and you're with us, please do all to drop a comment in the chat box. All right, drop a comment in the chat box. Awesome, awesome. I can see your emojis. Okay, so today is gonna be some it's gonna be interesting as we would be looking into Euro USD. Yeah, the market has been making some quite interesting moves. You know, and of course, you need to have a thorough analysis to definitely see where market is most likely going to be soon. Yeah, thank you very much, Israel, for joining. Thank you. I can see Choke. I can see Jose Angel. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so today I'll be carrying on my analysis using a top-down approach. All right, for many of you who, or for some of us who are just joining. So the approach I'll be using today is a top-down approach. So yeah, okay, call it top-down approach. Okay, top-down approach. Yeah, so in our top down approach, we'll be coming from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. All right. So for higher time frame, we use monthly as our starting point. Okay, we use the monthly time frame as our starting point. Okay, good. So coming from the higher time frame here, first thing first, we want to look at the overall market direction, which has been downward slopey for a while. The overall market direction has been downward slopey for a while. Okay. Now let's also map out levels of support and resistance. Okay, levels of support and resistance. All right, so here are levels of support and resistance. We have major, we have minor, we have, yeah. So this is a level of resistance now. It was previously a support zone. It turned resistance after this breakout here. Now we can see that the zone is now a resistance zone. Now currently we can see how price has been ranging at this support zone. Okay, so now, so here we are. We've been able to establish, what is going on in the higher time frame. All right, so there is a minor zone where we would need to also watch. All right, there's a minor zone here. It's a minor zone. So it's a minor zone. All right, so now we've been able to map out these levels on the monthly time frame. So let's go down to the weekly time frame. So here we can see on the weekly time frame now that it's a different ball game entirely, because now it takes us more closer to the reality of the market. All right, the weekly time frame takes us more closer to the reality of the market. All right, so here we go. Now we can see more closely what is currently going on. All right, now of course we can see that price has been ranging between this minor resistance zone and this major support zone. All right, but when we now look closely into the current market movement within the weekly time frame, we would also see that the market has been creating higher lows, right? So this high comes to create another low here. So it's more like, a lower high. All right. So here is a high, and then the next high is lower than the previous high. All right, that's an higher low. All right, then it came here again, went down, come up here to create another high, but the current high is also lower than the previous high. Went down again to create down to this level, came back up again to create another high, and the recent high, this high is lower than the previous high. Now, what is that telling us generally? That we can see that Euro USD has been on a downward slope. Okay, on a downward slope. Okay, so let's say prior to this breakout here, we've been viewing this level as what? Higher low and higher low. All right, now what should now call for question is that the higher low, the trend line along the edge of the higher low has now been broken. Okay, the trend line along the higher low has now been broken, right? Has now been broken. So here, so we can see that now we've mapped out this level as the higher low, and now you see this breaking out of this higher low. All right, now what's this telling us? Now breaking out of the higher low is telling us that what? Market is changing direction. Okay, market is changing direction. That is what this breakout out of the trend line now means, right? But how do we fact check that? How do we double check to be very sure? Okay, to be very sure that market has now left the higher low dimension into an upward direction. Okay, so that is why we've done this now, to map out and see that okay, a breakout occurred along this line. Now this breakout is also very significant to the future direction in price. Now, so we can see how price came, touched that trend line again, and currently being pushed back. You can see that after the breakout, there was a retracement that came to touch that trend line, all right, and then it was pushed back. Now, this pushback signal here will become more obvious in the daily time frame, because now that the daily time frame will take us closer, okay, to the current details in the market. Now, let's see. So let's go down to the weekly time frame. Now this is the daily time frame. Now, can you see what happened clearly on the daily time frame? Can you see that? Can you see what's happening clearly on the daily time frame? Okay. After this higher low has been created, okay, now a breakout occurred out of that higher low trend line, all right, and now a retracement touching the trend line where it broke out from. Okay, now having touched this level, now you can see that it's now pulling back. Now this to tell us that a retracement and then a pushback up. So for some of us who are yet to identify where this higher low that I'm talking about is coming from, let me map it out for you. I can see someone said, bro, can you map the previous higher low on the daily time frame? All right, so I'm going to do that now. So here was a high. All right, good. Now I'm mapping it up so we can see. Now, this was supposed to be that next higher low. All right, let me make it, because of the size here, let me just make it something small. This region was supposed to be that region where price would get to and then do this. This region was supposed to be that region where price would get to and then do this. All right, good. But now the opposite happened. So price got there and broke out. I'm like, price is like, I'm done. I want to take a different direction. And then we can see that price took a different turn at this level here. And of course, now we can see that price now retraced back, because after a breakout, there is a 80% chance that there would be a pullback. All right. Now we can see a pullback had already occurred. Now price has now been rejected at that trend line, because now that trend line, which previously acted as a support, can you see now, it supported price here from breaking out further, it supported price here from breaking out further, supported price here from breaking out further, supported price here from breaking out further. All right, and later gave up. So price now came back to retest the support, the resistance turned subline. Now you can see that price is being rejected back up. So now we can see price, pushing itself back up. All right, this is very interesting. Okay, so now where do we see Euro USD going? All right, next, where do we see Euro USD going next? Now we have some minor resistance zone to watch out for, and these resistance zones are this next resistance zone here. Okay, also this resistance zone. Okay, and also this resistance zone. So literally those zones that price was rejected when the higher lows are being created. All right, so those are the zones where we can watch out for. Okay, because now your next, if you are looking at where price is going next, price is going to touch this 1.09 level, after which it rallies further up. Okay, if this level is not, if it breaks out of this level, because this level is also a minor resistance zone. All right, so if it breaks out of this level, then the next level is touching is the 1.11046 level. All right, so that's it. Now let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. Good. So now looking at the 4 hours time frame, okay, looking at the 4 hours time frame, all right, we can already see that the buy momentum is building up. Now let me extend this, so you can see now that the previous resistance zone, which was supposed to resist this zone and create a newer higher low, okay, has now been broken through. And now you see how price came back to retest that zone, that resistance zone. Now that zone now is now acting as a support zone. So as an intraday trader, what are you looking at next? All right, your next target level on the Euro USD would be this. That's your next target level on Euro USD. All right, good. Does anyone have any question before I move forward into other currencies? Does anyone have any question? Please drop it in the chat section. If you have a question, please drop it in the chat section. I'm more than happy to answer you before I push forward to analyzing other assets. Israel, do you have a question? Ichok, do you have a question? Jose Angel, do you have a question? Peace, do you have a question? Okay, so now looking at this from a price action point of view, all right, I can see you're asking the question is that, okay, is it going up? And this is the 4 hours time frame, right? So when you look at the 4 hours time frame here, like I explained to you, we are looking at the pure price action. What is price currently doing? All right, what is price currently doing? So we can obviously see here that price broke out of this resistance zone, came back to retest the resistance zone, all right, and now the resistance zone is now acting as a support. Okay, now the resistance zone is now acting as a support, and we can see how price has been rallying at this resistance zone and pushing up a little. Okay, now so from the obvious point of view, price action is saying that what buyers have more edge, okay, on this level than sellers. All right, so from this level here, we are looking to long the market, to go long. All right, yeah. So let's confirm this also on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so yeah, so here is it now. This is the 1 hour time frame. So of course we can see how the pullback, the breakout, then the retracement, and then how price has been fluctuating here. So now, how do you confirm that yes, you can long this market for those who might be looking for further confirmation? So you can then see that price has been consolidating on this level. So let's just let me make this. Okay, good. Now price has been consolidating at this level. All right, let me change the color to make it more okay, let me give it something around okay. So we can see here now that price has been, consolidating, obviously good, at this level. All right, now when you see price close above this consolidation zone, okay, because after the price started consolidating, so now if price closes above, outside this zone, all right, outside this zone, if price closes here, okay, if price closes above the consolidation, then you know that you can long the market. All right, you can long the market. So but currently we can see that price has not closed outside this consolidation. Okay, and of course we can see how, on the 1 hour time frame now, we are having a large spike to the upside. Let me zoom in for us to see. Good. So you can see here now that we're having a large spike here. So market has not yet closed. So if the market closes above this box, this consolidation zone, all right, it's a good signal to buy. All right, it's a good signal to buy. Okay, good. So but if price goes back into this consolidation zone, then you might want to wait to see what next price is doing. So if price goes back into this consolidation zone, all right, then you just want to wait to watch what price will do from here. Would price break out and close outside this zone, or would price go back up and close outside this box. All right, so with this consolidation zone, we can decipher what price would definitely do, at the end of the day. All right, good. So okay, it's already playing out. You can see how price is pushing back into this zone, so we would not want to buy. All right, because our confirmation is not yet clear. But the moment price closes outside this zone, then it's a go. If you are an intraday trader, all right, you just trade and close your trade within a day, then you are looking at the daily time frame, the 4 hours time frame, and the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so you can always get your signal from either of the two. You can get a signal from the daily time frame if you're an intraday trader. Okay, you can get a signal from 4 hours time frame and 1 hour time frame if you're an intraday trader. Then if you are a scalper, you can get your signal from 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute time frame. All right, so depending on the kind of trader you are is also equivalent to the kind of time frame you want to generate your signals from. All right, good. Now let's take a look at USDJPY. 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 Now on the USDJPY as well, we'll be carrying out the top to bottom approach. On the USDJPY, we'll be carrying out the top to bottom approach. Let me write it here. Top to bottom approach. So let me erase this previous analysis. So now looking at USDJPY, made some fantastic move after breaking out from a support zone. So here is a major resistance zone for USDJPY. Also a major support zone for USDJPY, and when you look closely also you can see that the breaking out point for USDJPY was at this level where USDJPY broke out, okay, and then moved up and up. Now when we look closely now, we can see that it had created another resistance zone up here, okay. Now we can now see that after it broke out from this resistance zone, went up, it came down to retest that zone. All right, and now it went up again to the new the all-time high it created at 151, and then retraced back to 140, and then picked up itself again up until 161. All right, before now retracing back to retest the 151 zone, all right, which it's currently trading at 153. Now for long-term traders, definitely you are putting a buy on this, right? Now why? Because this is a major support zone, okay, and this resistance zone now has now acted as support at this level, and it's still quite significant, acting as support at this level, pushing back price up. So you can see here now that USDJPY, okay, is being pushed back a bit now. So this is like a good spot to buy your way up, and your exit point would be this level. All right, that will be your take profit level. Okay, on USD JPY. So now let's go down to the weekly time frame. Okay. So now when you look at this on the weekly time frame now, it's also very clear that it is more like a retracement. Okay, and retracement happens before a further pump, before a further push in price. So here is it. So when you look at this now, look at this retracement. I'm going to mark out some retracement that has happened in the past, before a pushback. So here we can see a retracement here. You can see another retracement here. We can see another retracement here. Yeah. Then we can see another retracement here. Okay. And then we can see another retracement here. Okay, so this is one very important thing that we need to see and observe. All right, good. So now price coming here now, retracing, is a good money spot to buy up USD JPY from this level upward. All right, so for USD JPY now, you are longing from here upward. All right, good. So let's go down to the daily time frame to see more closely what price is doing. Excellent. So we can now see more closely what price is doing here. All right, good. Now see the level of rejection that came in from this level, because this level here is acting as a supply, a demand zone. All right, demand zone is the zone where buyers are willing to buy, okay, at a lower price. So now that's to tell you that what at this level USD JPY by investors and traders are seen as overpriced, and hence the sell-off. All right, so now at every resistance, at every support zone, there are buyers who sees price as a best time to buy when price drops drastically to a certain level where investors wants to buy at that lower level in order for them to ride their way to the top. Okay, in order for them to ride their way to the top. All right, from here. All right, so let's look at the 4 hours time frame. Okay, so we can equally see the buy momentum coming in. All right, at this level. Okay, so what do you want to do from here? Of course, you know the answer. We buy. Good. So Augustine says, what does the RSI say? So our analysis is purely based on the, let me write it for you. Price action. It's purely based on price action. All right, purely based on price action. Okay, so you can try out to see how RSI works and response, but purely based on price action, we focus on price action, looking at you know support and resistance zones. We look at chart patterns. We look at candlestick patterns, to predict what price is going to do next. All right, good. So now here on the 1 hour time frame, good. Now, but the interesting thing you also need to know here now is that if you are an intraday trader, all right, it's best for you to also know the level of your risk, all right, and have a a closer take profit level at each of the zones. So when you look at this now, this is a resistance zone, a support on resistance zone here. So when you are buying, you want to see either to target this place as your first level of take profit, okay, prior to moving up. All right, so that's what I'm going to suggest. All right, so let's look at Australian dollar USD, as someone has suggested in the chat. AUD USD. Now let's go to the monthly time frame of AUD USD. Okay, on the monthly time frame of AUD USD, we can see here that market is in an overall downtrend. Okay, market is in an overall downtrend, and here, okay, good. Okay. So, market is currently on the overall downtrend on AUD USD, and it's pretty looking more like the bears are very active on AUD USD. All right, so let's pick out levels of support and resistance. Now, let's go down to the weekly time frame. Following, let me know in the comment section. All right, let's look at the weekly time frame. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Okay, so of course we can see clearly that on the weekly time frame we are having higher lows, and all. Now we can see the turnaround coming from the previous higher low, okay, and we see how price has dropped significantly, So from here we can see that the AUD USD is actively in a bearish market. All right. So this is the daily time frame. Good. So you can see that price actually respects levels of higher lows. All right. And on very few occasions do we have breakouts that change market direction. Okay. So here now we can see that price is currently at a support zone. Okay, good. Price is currently at the support zone. From the look of things here, there is no clear direction to the upside. Okay, except what we might see next would be a rally on this zone and then a further break down in price. All right, or a gradual push up and a breakout from this trend line. Okay, a breakout from this trend line. So either of these two now will determine the direction in the long run. However, from what I can see here, all right, on this daily time frame, here, if price would most likely just consolidate a little, all right, and then break down further, or consolidate a little and then okay. So but for what we can see here now, we can see that price was rejected from this resistance zone along. Now let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. Let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. The 4 hours time frame. Okay, good. So for the Euro USD now, I'm not seeing a clear direction. All right. For the Euro USD, I'm not seeing a clear direction, except for that there would be a consolidation at this level and a further drop in price. A consolidation and a further drop in price. All right. That is what I envisage would most likely happen. All right. Good. So that is what I see that would most likely happen, on the Australian USD. So if we go down to the 1 hour time frame now, okay. So from here, it's not giving a clear signal. There is no clear signal as to if price would push up or if price would push down. But what I see that would most likely happen before the next direction is being determined is a consolidation within this zone. All right. So this consolidation would either break out to the upside, or break out to the downside, and then a clear direction of what next for Australian USD would be spelled out. All right. But until then, you can just keep an eye on Australian USD. All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Up with NZD USD. Let's see. So let me just give an insight from this 4 hours time frame, okay? Because what I see happening here on NZD/USD is a falling knife, right? And you can't try to catch a falling knife or buy a falling knife. All right, buying a falling knife would rather cut through you. Okay, so what you want to do is to stay off from buying a falling knife. Okay, let's look at what the daily time frame is saying. Can you see that? Can you see that it's a falling knife? You know, people have tried buying from this level and it pierced through them, buying from there. So there is no clear direction for a falling knife. There is no clear upside direction for a falling knife. All right. Now, what would happen after a falling knife is a consolidation. I think this is also mirroring what happened on what is happening on Australian USD. So here now, you would rather see market just consolidating. Okay, at this level. So now this level now might act like a support zone, okay, which will just make price consolidate around it before deciding if it's pushing up or pushing down. So you don't want to buy up New Zealand dollar, at this time. All right, it's not advisable to buy it up. Okay, so we can see that it's currently at the support zone. Okay, now at this support zone, you can wait to see what next it will do. Okay, so because if you say, oh, it's going to go up from this support zone and it doesn't go up, all right, so you want to wait for a clear sign that yes, market is going to turn around. All right, good. So thank you very much for joining. Okay, I see 10V said thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate joining us. Thank you for joining this session. Please do well to tap on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell, and always be the first to know about our next webinar. Please do well to tell your friends and family to join us, as we are committed to teaching you and educating you about trading in the financial market. Thank you very much for joining, and see you in our next session. Bye, guys.